It's good to see us all alive and well. My name is Nana Sani Kazore. Welcome to...
If you are still outside, you are missing a lot of great things of event happening here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to this very great event. This is one of its kind that's organized.
Which House of Rep elect members, the National Working Committee here present, and the State Assembly elect here present. You're welcome. Please permit me to do a short welcome address from the Diaspora chapters of Labour Party. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this very strategic national summit for all our elected candidates who will represent the Nigerian people from their various constituencies. The following theme in governance will be conveyed during this meeting. We look forward to discuss on impactful leadership and good governance, the roles of Labour Party legislators and governors in Nigeria, the effects and implication of defection in the growth of democracy in Nigeria, building synergies for the new Nigeria of our dreams, people-oriented programs and the parliamentary representation, lawmaking, constitution, and democracy. In line with the Electoral Act, the Labour Party and His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi are currently seeking a redress on the court over the outcome of the 25th February 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, which we won. Unfortunately, the mandate was stolen by the enemies of the Nigerian democracy. While the process is ongoing in the court to recover our mandate, the Obidient movement in the diaspora under the Labour Party deemed it necessary to harness the gains of the hard work put in place that produced 1 state governor, 8 senators, 35 House of Reps, and 36 state House of Assembly nationwide. The Labour Party diaspora chapters and Obidient movement in the diaspora are keen to see a Nigeria that works, a Nigeria where Nigerians in diaspora can comfortably come home to invest in. Nigerians in diaspora has indicated interest to partner with all the elected officers under the Labour Party. The planned partnership will help our elected officers to assess many opportunities in the diaspora, grants for developmental projects back home, foreign companies that may have interest to invest in Nigeria, and international institutions for exchange programs, skills, and trainings. We expect to work with all our elected leaders to deliver people-oriented programs and projects that will bring dividends of democracy to the good people of their respective states, bring advanced infrastructural reforms in these states that will create jobs for its citizens. Nigerians in diaspora look forward to use these states as our pilot projects to showcase that a new Nigeria is indeed possible. The Obidient movement in diaspora has given birth to many Labour Party diaspora chapters, such as we have USA chapter, we have UK chapter, we have Canada chapter, we have Switzerland chapter, we have South Africa, we have Germany, we have Ireland and Northern Ireland, we have Norway, Switzerland, Denmark, Finland, Turkey, Italy, France, etc. We will set up a liaison office in Abuja with an administrative team for constant engagement with our elected officers from state to national levels. And we look forward to make this summit an annual conference that could hold home and abroad within the 4 years in this dispensation. And we shall attend the summit in different countries within the 4 years. I want to end this welcome address by appreciating our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, for remodeling hope in where most of us considered hopeless, while giving us a sense of direction in the country when it appears all hope is lost. He continues to preach the gospel of a new Nigeria. Some of us are beginning to believe that a new Nigeria is indeed possible, Your Excellency, sir, we appreciate you. God bless you for helping hope alive in the minds of millions of Nigerians home and in diaspora. Your candidacy in the 2023 presidential election has given us sense of belonging in what appears to be a dreamless situation. We won the election, and by God's grace, we will retrieve our mandate back. Lastly, I want to appreciate all the leaders of Labour Party NWC, ably led by our dear National Chairman, Barrister Julius Zaburi, and the National Executive Council. I want to assure you, our Chairman, that diasporans are with you. We know the distractions going on, but we are fully behind you, sir. Lastly, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the diaspora chapter leaders that came in. I think we have about 6 different chapter leaders that came in from different countries for this event today. So I want to sincerely appreciate everyone. God bless our principal, Mr. Peter Obi. God bless the national chairman. God bless our elected officials. God bless the diaspora chapters. And God bless our nation, Nigeria. Thank you.
The chairman of the Labour Party, Comrade Aburi, other national executives of the party, His Excellency, the Governor-elect of Abia State, ably represented, the senators and the senators-elect, members of House of Reps-elect, the executives of the Labour Party diaspora chapters, our ably present brother here, other distinguished invited dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. I stand here as the chairman of this occasion. First of all, I must thank the organizers of this summit for the honor and the privilege of inviting me to chair this occasion. There is no better time for Nigerians, particularly the opposition, to organize itself and set an agenda for itself, and at this moment in the history of our country. All over the world, the opposition has always served as the soul and the oxygen of democracy. One that will stand as an alternative to what is the establishment. From my own understanding, this assembly is a platform for those who are recently elected into office to listen to wise counsel and exchange ideas on what should be their responsibility and what also they should expect ahead. I expect this platform to provide useful ideas and also serve as a compass to those who are getting to the position of leadership and how they can be able to navigate the storms, the turbulence, the challenges and the obstacles that lies ahead. When I get this invitation, I know that the invitation was extended to me, not because I am a member of this party, but I share the beliefs, the struggle, the vision, the tenacity, the resilience of this party. What we should all expect ahead. First of all, we should be all aware that for the first time in the history of our democracy since 1999, we are having in the position of leadership someone who has the experience of being with us in the trenches. We also have someone who is an experienced and crude politician that will not only play politics on his own side, but will be interested in what happens on the other side. The greatest danger to democracy will be to have a compromise or timid opposition. And one of the problems we have been having today is that those who are supposed to speak are either afraid of speaking or they are not simply speaking. Why your party has bulldozed itself to the front border is the simple fact that you have taken over the position by virtue of doing what those who are supposed to do refuse to do it. When they talk of the main opposition, there will be a party that will be mentioned before your own. But when they talk of the visible opposition, certainly you will be the one that will be the reference. Online and offline, your members have proven to be the voice of the people and the voice of democracy. And it's a fact which I have in a number of occasions raised, that the ruling party are more concerned about what you say and what you do. And they are more irritated about what you say and what you do. And they are more icked about what you say and what you do than any other party in this country. Because your members speak with their heart, with the vehemence, and with the anger that an opposition is supposed to. And also with a clear identity that this is where you stand. If there was, the Labour Party came because other parties that are supposed to play the role of opposition refused to do that, or failed to do that. For those of you who are elected into office, especially those from the National Assembly who are going to the National Assembly, there will be a lot for you to fight for. Because you will find yourself in a situation where you have to work with people who are opposite of the manifestos of your party. And you also have to stand for the reasons to which you are elected. This is not going to be easy, because you didn't come to office because you had a godfather, and you didn't come to office because somebody paid for you. You come to office because of a hurricane of an anger by an angry Nigerians who are still angry, and who want you to be there very angry, angrier than them. And as such, just know it very well that those who voted you and those who supported you and those whose anger and mass protests and uprising by votes brought you to office can be more angrier towards you than even those who are from the other party. Whatever you say, whatever you do, whatever position you stand for, is either you represent their anger there, or they will likely see you as a traitor. But you also have to work with colleagues in the National Assembly, either as senators or as members of House of Reps. So that will be one of the challenges you are going to face when you are there. If people like me went to the Senate through the kind of mandate that got you there, I will have still been there, because I will continue to do and represent the principles, the ideals, the beliefs, the vision, the expectations, and the dreams of those who voted me into that office. People go to the National Assembly for a number of reasons. Those who went there through a godfather, you will never hear about them, you will never see them on matters of controversy until they make phone calls and hear the views of their godfathers. And those who go to the National Assembly to occupy the seat before a serving governor finishes his term, you also not hear about them in the National Assembly. Those who go to the National Assembly because they have paid to buy the seat, you also not hear from them. But if you look at the majority of people in the Labour Party, 99% of them, young people. So now it's like they will send you to National Assembly and put a knife behind you. Or there is a machete on top of your head. Whatever you say, whatever you do, wherever you stand, you'll be ready to use that machete on you. This platform, those of you going to the National Assembly, I believe you should meet regularly within your colleagues to take collective stand, because there will be a lot of internal pressure, there will be a lot of attempts to buy you, there will be so many things to tell you that you have already been elected into office and you are now a senator. Consider yourself one, and there's a difference between being in government and the activism that brought you here. You have to be very careful with those things. Many things I have seen, and I believe that in a forum other than this, I'll be able to relate to you. But know that you are, the government you know is that of Buhari, and the new government in power is led by someone who was also from the National Assembly, so he knows how to touch the buttons and manipulate many things. On the last note, you can make your mark in the National Assembly not simply by the projects you send to your constituency, because any senator can do that. You can make your mark in the National Assembly not simply by motions and bills, because any senator can do that. The most difficult thing you can do, which is the most important thing, is where you stand on matters of truth and justice, on matters of equity and fairness, and particularly on matters that are controversial. When controversy is brought before the National Assembly, you will see many legislators going out from the back door. They don't want to be seen, especially on Wednesdays, when there will be a live telecast of whatever anybody says or do. On behalf of myself and those that came with me here, I thank you for this honor. And I believe that it's a question of time. Any opposition that is taken over by the ruling party is simply an extension of the ruling party. So You have fought to ensure that you have a chairman that is truly a chairman. You fought against a stooge, a lackey, and a satellite who could have turned you into a department of the ruling party. So it's a great fight you have done. But I want you on the last note to know there's a difference between fighting to get someone elected and fighting to recover a mandate. When Abiola won the 1993 elections, all the politicians were with him, the so-called progressive politicians. And then when it came to the issue of recovering his mandate, 95% of the politicians disappeared and left him with the civil society. They left him with Campaign for Democracy. They left him with Labour. They left him with ASU. They left him with NANS. They left him with Pengassan. They left him with the Nigerian media. When you go to his house, it was the civil society that occupied his sitting room, and they are the ones on the street protesting. Because the first point of a politician is survival. Fighting for mandate comes with a lot of sacrifice and consequences. Those that most likely will stand for you during that fight are those who are not expecting any favor from the political establishment, or those who have nothing to fear. And for the leader who is also fighting for his mandate, he should know very well that he is at the front corner. His businesses may suffer, and he may pay price for standing up against establishment. Today, Abiola is no more. But his name has become immortal for standing for what is just and what is right. I thank you for this opportunity and happy deliberations. God bless.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I want to beg to stand on the existing protocol and also to say a very big congratulations to myself and other elected officials here today. Officers, sorry. This is a very great day and a huge step for the party, Labour Party. And our national chairman has already made it very clear to us, elected officers of the Labour Party, narrowing it down to Abia State. I'm here to represent my principal, Dr. Alex Oti, OFR, as his deputy. And we know what the 29th, the Monday, is all about. We are to inherit a very huge responsibility, and not just the responsibility, a very huge liability of over 190 billion naira on loans in Abia State. And I really want to thank the State House of Assembly members, a few of them who were able to make this very occasion. I really want to thank you all. And the responsibility of running the government of Abia State really lies on the relationship of the State House of Assembly and that of the Executive Council. And I really believe that our brothers there in the State House of Assembly here, you'll be able to convey that same message to your members on the job that we really have to do. You know, knowing for the fact that we are going to we will be saddled with the opportunity of getting those loans cleared. And in Abia State, we have over 56 months on paid pensions. The Abia State Polytechnic have been owed about 33 months on paid salaries. Civil servants have been owed over 17 years on paid leave allowances. So this is just the reality of Abia State, and I still want to use the same opportunity to thank the good people of Abia, giving the Labour Party that support. And Madam, you are very right that a whole lot of people were giving free Nkwobi and rest, even in Aba. Well, we are not being carried away with the way the capital and the commercial city Aba went berserk on that very day the INEC declared us winners. All I was seeing on that very day was hope. Hope. And my principal, Dr. Alex Oti, he's not just a name known in Abia State alone. He's known all over the country, and he has a very good track record in getting machines that are moribund to start functioning. So I believe Abia being known for to be the God's own state, there will be, come May 29th, definitely there will be something godly about Abia State when we are saddled with that responsibility. And the promise I'm making to the Labour Party is the Executive Council of Abia State, being the first state that the Labour Party happens to be occupying now, will be able to set that pace for others to follow through the leadership of my principal, Dr. Alex Oti, OFR. So I really want to thank everybody here once again, and thanking my able and energetic national chairman, Barrister Julius Abure, for your job. Many times I do ask myself where you draw the strength from, but I know our principal PO is definitely someone that will always make you to be on your toes each time. So I really want to thank you, sir, for all you've been doing for our party. Thank you very much.
To be with you here and now, I wish to reiterate and reaffirm our commitments, that of His Excellency Peter Obi and my humble self, to a new, better Nigeria that is possible. It is possible because of your unflinching support. It is possible because you are with us. And it's possible because you are who you are, we are what we are, and because they are what they are. I have tagged along, and we have done the needful in the wake of the grand theft called 2023 Nigerian presidential elections. We are duly in the courts. The courts, the judiciary, for candidates as Peter Obi and me, are our final call. For the common man, the judiciary is not the last call. The common man is the last hope of the common man. So severe was their desperation that for the first time it came along with constitutional breach. Never in the history of the Fourth Republic has there been any president-elect that could not even win 25% of the FCT. The Constitution comes interpreted, and it is to be followed at operational times. such as an ongoing presidential election. What happened then was outright criminality, outright unconstitutionality to issue a certificate of return to an individual who did not satisfy the constitutional requirements. What is about to happen on the 29th of May is outright unconstitutionality. I repeat, outright unconstitutionality. To that effect, and for one of time, I refer you to earlier comments I made on same subject. Nothing has rattled APC and the Tinubu group like the submission of a simple fact. What is that simple fact? Swearing in an unconstitutionally qualified, unconstitutional president-elect to serve as the president, commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is ending democracy. I repeat, is ending democracy. It is within the rights of all Nigerian people to engage in constitutional and legal peaceful acts that will protect the Nigerian Constitution. Nigeria is a nation because we have a constitution. Any president is a president because there is a constitution. When that constitution is violated, there is a question mark on that presidency. And there is a question mark on that presidency. The office of president is a political one. The office of Commander-in-Chief, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is a professional one. No one must play with this office. No constitution is to be violated in order to carry out the duties of this exalted office. And this is what we're about. I did go to the extra length of proffering a political electoral solution to APC and the apologists, INEC, that it is safer for Nigeria, it is safer for democracy, for them to go in the same way they rigged other states and other figures. It is safer for us as a nation. They go and rig another 6% in the FCT and add it to themselves. Since they have all the power and all the money, it is better for them to do this before swearing in Alhaji Tinubu and Malam Fatima. It is not too late. And it has always cooperated with them. It is madness, it is unconstitutional to swear in Alhaji Tinubu and Malam Fatima as the results are today. Nigerians, wake up. Nigeria is yours. You are your own international community. We Nigerians are our own international community. Anything that we do not do, the world will sit and lament with us. We won this election. Peter Obi, Labour Party, and my humble self won this election. Within 1 year from when Peter Obi exited the old party and went and formed this movement, to today is barely 1 year. Barely 1 year. And we defeated a total of 47 years of presidential election experience in that of Atiku Abubakar and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. From 1992 to date for Atiku Abubakar, from 2007 to date for Tinubu. This is not to see how famous Peter Obi is. This is to see how powerful the Nigerian people are. If the Nigerian people are that powerful, within 1 year, defeat 47 years Nigerian people are powerful enough to protect the Nigerian Constitution.
Yes, sir.
I thank you very much.
Thank you very much that you're watching us from all over the world and various continents.